We're honored to have a guest with us, Yeshiva of Kamenetz in Eretz Yisrael, and we've asked him to be mechabed us with some words. Thank you very much.
Bereshut der Choshever Goin der Rosh Yeshiva, Bereshut der Choshever Magid Yeshir, andere Tzevet, and Bereshut Taira Oyav Hashem. That's the way Rebbe called Yeshiva-lite. The words up to there I don't know how to say in English, so I had to say it in Jewish. I'm sorry. My English is deficient. Really, there's nothing I can teach you boys. I'm an old man. And you have great Rosh Yeshivas, great Mashgichim, and famous Yeshiva. Really, I came here for medical reasons to Baltimore, but I couldn't. I'm here for a very short time, but I couldn't go away. I have to leave soon. And I couldn't go away without saying shalom to the Choshever Rosh Yeshiva and davening at least once in the holy yeshiva. So that's why I'm here. I didn't come to teach you boys anything. I can't. There's nothing I know how to teach you. But I want to say a few short heoras. I don't know how to say that in English either. Every yeshiva boy knows a few words, a few short heoras. I want to tell you 3 little stories. Stories are good in every language. There was a Yid called Rabbi Yankov Yosef. He was the chief rabbi of America. He was the only one that ever, he was one of Rabbi Yisrael Salanter's most famous Talmidim, a tremendous goyen and a tremendous tzaddik, and he came here as the chief rabbi of America. And America wasn't ready for such a person. It was like a malach came down among people, and they made him tzoros, and he got a stroke from agmas nefesh. He was among his midas, the tremendous Baal Musar, Salanter's Choshev Talmud. He knew the Rambam was the Oisius. He could say it backward. At the end, he was an old, broken man. He was finished. He hadn't spoken for a long time. He didn't have the koyach to go back home. So they were mechaber him with a drosha. So he prepared a drosha. And it began with a Dvar Torah on a Rambam. So he began, der Rambam sagt, quiet. Couldn't remember what he prepared. He didn't remember what the Rambam said. Didn't remember. He knew the whole Rambam forward and backward, and he prepared one little halacha in the Rambam, and he couldn't remember it. So he started crying. And he cried, and he cried, and he cried, and he cried. He didn't say one word. And when he was tired crying, they carried him down from the podium. He influenced New York more with that drosha of crying with 3 words, der Rambam zogt, more than all of his years. And many people became Balei Tshuva from that drosha, which said nothing but the words der Rambam zogt. One story. A second story, Reb Chaim Shmulevich. Many of you knew him. A peh mapik margolios. He knew kol ha-Torah kula, medrashim and halacha and nish halacha, everything he knew. He had a fabulous memory. And then when he got sick at the end, he got up to say a drosha. And he forgot his drosha. He was a shadow of a man. And he began crying. And he said, "That was wert von a Menschen. Look what becomes of a person." Second story. A third story, there was a famous Goyen, another Talmud of Reb Yisrael Salanter, Reb Itzel Peterburger. And he was the Rav in Peterburg for many years, a tremendous Goyen. He wrote a Choshev Sefer in Halacha, Pri Tzaddik. He was one of the Goynei Ador, and in Musar he was the greatest in the Dor, besides Salanter. He was on his way to Eretz Yisrael. He came to Eretz Yisrael in his old age. But on the way, it was close to Yomim Noroyim. So on Yomim Noroyim, he stopped in the city. I don't remember names either. The name of their city. And they were mechabed him with a drosha for Kol Nidrei. So he got up and he said as following. Listen. The Tsar Yamach Shemoy, Russian Tsar, was a big Russia. He made many gzeiros against Jews. And many people, you all know the word kantonistim. They chapped little children, 11 years old, 8, maybe 10 years old, and they kept them to be soldiers. And they kept them there for 25 years. Most of them forgot that they were Yidden. They were soldiers for the Tsar, and they ate chazer, most of them. So many of them, the parents, ran away with the children. The chappers, they called them chappers, the people that chapped the children. So the chappers wouldn't chap their children. There are many stories about the kantonistim. Many books were written about the kantonistim. So finally, many of these people, they were Yidden, but they ran away. And they remained Yidden because they took the children with them. But their families remained in Russia. And many of them longed to see their families. So they tried to come back. But the Tsar shouldn't put them in jail for running away from the army, being a I don't know, forget the English word, what you call somebody that runs away from the army. You probably know better than me. So the Tsar knew about this. So he said, listen, you people should have served 25 years. And you deserve the death penalty. You deserve to be shot, court-martialed, because you ran away from the army. You ran away from army service. And the penalty is death by firing squad. But I'll make a bargain with you people. You want to come back. I know you want to come back. Come back, serve 1 year, and everything is forgiven. So many people tried to take advantage of this offer. It was a very generous offer. They were willing to serve 1 year in order to be able to be with their families. There was one old runaway who came. He couldn't even walk like I walk. Who I taught her also. You notice, can't walk straight, and he couldn't walk like me. You could just imagine. And he said, "I'm willing to serve a year. I want to be with my family." So the general said to him, "Do me a favor and go home and leave me alone. You want to ruin my army? What do you want from me?" He said, so Rabbi Yisrael, Rabbi Yitzchak Peterburger said to the people there that he was giving, they called Nidre Drasha for, "I am that old soldier. I ran away from the Rebbeinu Shalom's Avodah, and I want to come back, but I'm not roi. Do me a favor and have Rachmanis on me, daven for me too." That was his drasha. That's the third story. And the fourth story, I don't need to tell. I just say, look at me. I'm an old man. I was born in May 11, 1922. So you figure out how old I am. I can't figure it anymore. I don't know how much 2 and 2 are. So I'm an old man. I can't stand well. I can't. This ear is deaf. This ear has 30% hearing. Can't see well. Difficulty reading print. Can't think well. Don't have all the marbles. I have some of them, but not all. And I have another problem. I have problems breathing. Many times I have to be in bed because I can't breathe properly. So I want to add my story. Not that I compare myself in any matter or fashion to the great Gaonim. But look, you both, I could have been like, you guys are lucky. Lucky you're in a Heiliger Ort. You have Heiliger big Rosh Yeshivas. You should value every, not minute, every second in this holy Beis HaMedrash. You should kiss the walls. Every second is worth its weight in platinum, not in gold. Don't lose 1 minute. When you'll be my age, you will thank me. Oh, I remember that old man that said not to lose a minute. If I would had somebody tell me that when I was your age, I would look different now. That's one ha'orah that I wanted to tell you. Now, one more little ha'orah, and then I might plop, so I'll get off. I'll get off. So long. I didn't think I could speak so long. There's one more little ha'orah on last week's parsha. The value My first drasha was about the value of 1 minute. Value a minute in this holy yeshiva. Drink greedily from what your Rebbe's teach you. Don't lose 1 minute. The second story is value, the value or the power. I shouldn't have said value. I should have said power, because power has a positive side and a negative side. The value is the positive side, but there is a negative side, the fire. Value the positive side, and the negative side, the fire, the deep dagger of one word. In last week's parsha, two of the greatest Yidden who ever lived, the biggest Gedolim, bigger than the Chazon Ish, bigger than Rabban Kotler, bigger than anybody. Two of the greatest Gedolim related to us, Avram Avinu and Sarah Imeinu. Sarah was upset with Hagar. Hagar did some little peccadillo, I don't know how to say it. So Sarah was insulted. So Sarah complained to Avram Avinu. Our Baba complained to our Zayda. Avram said to her, Sarah, Hinei shifchosech biyodech, asi lo katoiv be'enayich. He said nothing drastic, nothing out of ordinary. He said, she's your maidservant, and they're telling him you're allowed to work with a maidservant. She's yours. You want to work with her, work with her. She can't boss you. You're her boss. I'll be din. I'll be minig. I'll be everything. The balabas is the balabas of a maid service, of a shifcha kanainis. And the same posuk says, Vata'aneho Sora. So who knows, what did she do? She daggered her, she stabbed her? No. Rashi says she worked hard with her, like she had a right to do. But Hagar was insulted and felt very bad. So Avram and Sarah were unwittingly responsible through a word. They say you maidservant, you do your job, please. That's all they did. But she was insulted by it. She was hurt by it. It was a mean thing to say. So the Ramban says on the spot, Chet Godol Chota Sora Imenu. The way Sora treated Hagar was a big avera, a sin. And Avram Avinu had a share. He permitted her to do it. And what is the result of this one little peccadillo? Today, Klal Yisrael is in mortal danger from the Mohammedan onslaught from all sides. from the south and from the north and from the west and from the east. Where do you turn? And they're on the verge of getting an atom bomb and a hydrogen bomb and who knows what. And there are millions and millions of Mohammedans ready to inundate us. And nothing happens by mikra. Everything is Yad Hashem. Mido keneged mido. One mean word to their Zayde caused their hatred and their power to harm us. So, my second message is, be careful of one word. When you can make somebody feel good with a word, when you can make somebody smile with a word, do it. Grasp the moment. You can say a good word to somebody to make him smile and feel good. Do it. Don't keep your mouth closed then. And when you're prepared to say a mean word, a word that hurts, keep your mouth shut. And Hashem should bless every one of us, that we should know the true value of 1 minute and of one word. May Hashem bless every one of you. You should become Gedolei Torah v'Yira, and Mashiach Tzidkenu should come b'meira v'yameinu. Amen.